Hi everybody, this is Mr. Walker, Secondary Digital Learning Specialist, and over the next couple of weeks we are asking that you change your password in the Edina portal to make it a little bit stronger. Before we have you do that though, we'd like to talk about some tips and suggestions on setting a strong password. Here's a few things to keep in mind. First of all, you should really never give out your password to anyone. Friends sometimes become ex-friends. It's really important that you keep your passwords to yourself. The only exception might be parents. Sometimes if you get into some difficulty, if your parents have access to your password, they might be able to assist you. So that would be the only exception to that rule. The next thing, try not to use the same password on multiple sites. If you get hacked on one site, sometimes people will use that password on other sites to see if they can get in there. So by having different passwords on every site you go to, you're going to be a little bit safer. And I'm going to show you a little trick to kind of help with that as we move forward here. The next thing, it used to be that if you had it 8 characters long, you were in good shape. But nowadays they're recommending that you make it at least 12 characters long. Make sure you include letters, upper and lower case, numbers and symbols to kind of help make things a little bit stronger. The more the characters you use, the more secure the password. Here's an example right here of a password, just a name there. You can see that it's 5 characters, that in less than 3.5 hours someone could find that password. But if you make some subtle changes to it, adding a capital letter, maybe is cute with the $1 and K for the C and an exclamation, now all of a sudden it's going to take 1.74 billion centuries for an online attack to find it. So you've just, by adding those characters, you've suddenly made it much more robust as a password and much harder to crack. Next thing they suggest is not using words in the dictionary. Oftentimes password cracking tools will use dictionary words and look for those in passwords, so you want to avoid those. And don't post your password in obvious places. You don't want to have a sticky note on your computer with the password. Keep them in, if you're going to write it down, put it in a place that isn't so obvious. So it's important that your password be easy to remember, but also hard to guess. So here's some tips. Try and pick a phrase you'll remember. For example, my favorite football team is the 1998 Minnesota Vikings. Now, if you know me, that's not my favorite football team, but I'm using it for this purpose. If you use a character from each word, the M, the F, the FB, etc., changing to a number and a symbol here for is, you've got the number here. Now you've got a much more robust password. And if you take a look at that, when we analyze that with this number of characters, 1.34 billion trillion centuries to try and find that password. And because we use these symbols and we know that phrase, we should be able to remember it. One trick to making passwords unique is to add letters to the password based on the name of the site. So I may have this password from the phrase, but if I'm on Amazon, I might throw an A in front of it. You might even throw a Z at the end of it as a way to remember. With Google, a G, or Netflix, NF, as a way to keep the password totally unique to the site. So, in order to change your password on the portal, here's what you're going to do. First thing, you need to choose a strong password. Remember, make it at least 12 characters. Keep dictionary words out of it. Try and use letters, numbers, and symbols. Use upper and lowercase letters if possible. Make it different from your other passwords, and make it easy to remember. Come up with a phrase that you can use that you know and come up with it that way. Then you can go to a site like passwordmeter.com and or grc.com Haystack to test your password out. So you can go in here and you can say, if I type in Daffy as my password, I get a score of 16% and it's very weak. But if I put in that number, $, now I've got a very strong password because I've added those extra characters. So that's a way to check that. Mouse here. Today I'm going to be going through the process of setting up your password. The first thing you're going to do is sign in to the Edina portal. When you do that, you will come up to your account and select Reset Password. You'll put in your original password, whatever that may be. You'll enter in a new password. Notice that it needs to be 10 characters. We recommend 12 for safety. And then you can put it in. Please do not reuse your password. Make it something new. But once you've got your password in there, you can click Change Password, and then it will be reset. The first time you sign into a Chromebook, you may have to put in your old password first, but then from then on, you'll be able to use that new password. Thanks and have a great day.